first game of the Have Fun League.
Merck's gonna hike it, rolling right, looking for a man open. The double pressure's there, doesn't have anywhere to go. He's gonna be set.
Here we go. For the right to go to the national championship. It's up. It's good. It's good.
All day.
Brady
He's right. You can dime that. He's going to make the pass, and that's a laser for 6.
This is a close one. 7-point game here.
Rolling right, side play. How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? I am Giyasa. Welcome to some Have Fun League Season 3 action. Today we're bringing you Detroit Guardians at the Minnesota Panthers. Both of these teams looking for a big win today as we move on through the season. I'm Giyasa. How's it going, everyone? Welcome to some Have Fun League on a Sunday. As we get ready here first, gonna take you through some of the divisional stuff real quick before we get started. Both of these teams, this is their second divisional matchup of the year. Detroit Guardians at that 1-0, Minnesota Panthers at that 0-1, trying to find their first win tonight. This division is competitive, don't get it twisted, but it's a big game. Detroit definitely trying to stay on top as they chase those Green Bay Ballers, that undefeated 1 seed in the Pro Northeast. Taking a quick look right now, Green Bay Ballers sitting happy at the top with that 5-0, followed by the Baltimore Cavaliers. Detroit Guardians in that 4th. Currently, Minnesota Panthers, they don't have a lot to do. They need 2 wins to catch up to Toronto Bears, but Toronto, you know, they're not going to make it easy. They also want to stay in this playoff contention as we get later into the later half of the season. And real quick, we can take away look at the other side. Anaheim Black Knights staying at that 3-1, the Southwest Conference, a lot more competitive than the Northeast. Anaheim sitting at that 3-1, California Penguins, or Carolina Penguins, sitting at that 3-1 as well. And you can see New Orleans and Albuquerque right behind their heels. The rest of the group looking a bit weak, but it's still too close to call for playoffs as we get in here. And once more, taking a look at the divisions just to paint that picture. And actually, let's take a look at what's going on today. Right now you're watching Have Fun League Pro. It's Detroit Guardians versus Minnesota Panthers at 8 o'clock EST. It's going to be the Wyoming Warthawks taking on the Goats. That's going to be JJ SWAT on the JJ SWAT channel. And later on, JJ SWAT again at 9 o'clock PM EST. It's going to be Outlaws versus Houston, as Houston tries to get a W against the Outlaws. Houston struggling a bit. But with that, I think we're ready to start here. And here we go. Detroit Guardians going to be starting with the ball as Aviants, as you know him, played for the Navy Aviators. Took him to the college nationals. Won't get the first one. It's going to be a 2nd and 15. Avians, such a lethal threat in the college scene, finally moved up to the pro. Here we go, finding the right side of the hash, gonna get it to Paniero, as he'll get a huge gain and will get stopped short of the 20, and they'll mark him down at the 28. And here we go, Avians, oh my god, rolls left, throws it to the right side. It's gonna be incomplete as the nice defensive block there to keep him out of bounds. The body blocking is real. Here we go, Avian, 2nd and 15. He's been rolling here so far as we've clocked out almost a minute. Finds the end zone. It's going to be a touchdown, Avians, to number 66. A nice 28-yard dot as we get it going. Guardians gonna find the first points here. Gonna get the first dagger in. That's going to be first blood for Avians, as Kuma comes in for the extra point. Minnesota You know, they had some decent things there that I like to see. That push outside to keep the ball in. That could have been an earlier touchdown by Avians and the Guardians. But we'll see what Minnesota could do here. Can they keep up this offense as has been struggling? But if you believe, you believe. Who do you think's gonna win, chat? Minnesota. Do you believe in the Minnesota victory, or do you think the Guardians will take this one all the way as they move on to that 4-1? I believe that's what they'll be at. I'm not sure. Here we go, Minnesota. Here comes Zandy, another QB with a lot of pedigree. Both of these QBs very skilled. Sandy will take the free yardage. Avian's on his tail, and he'll stop him short of the first down. Gonna be 5 short. Good tackle by Avian. Zandy, an absolute threat with his feet. He knows how to run. He squats on Mondays. Don't get it twisted. He's here to play. Here we go. Sandy rolls left. The blocking isn't there. Avian's absolutely free, but here we go. 1v1 to the left side. The angle is there. It's gonna be caught. What a touchdown. And what a catch by Dad. Number 17. Bo Saw. Gonna take that one. As he just kind of was in the better position there. The 1v1. It was so close. It was a 50-50 shootout. And Bo Saw just able to take it. Nice throw by Sandy to make sure that it was there for his receiver. Could have been a 50-50 toss, but hey, you make it happen. And the point extra is good. As we get 3 minutes into the first quarter, Panthers keeping up with the Guardians. This game is huge for both of these teams, as both teams kind of trying to stay alive for their playoff berths as we get to the late half of the season 3 half only. You like what you see, you like what you want to be a part of this, join the Discord. You know, teams are constantly imploding, but here we go. Avian's throwing it to the left side across his shoulder. It's a 1v1. It's possible, and it's just a little short. And that's what I like to see. I like the aggressiveness from Avians, showing why he ruled the college scene and why he was such a threat in college, able to take out the Georgia Goats early on last season. Or sorry, I think that was the semifinals. I'm not sure. I don't remember anymore. Short-term memory. But here we go. Avians, a big 3rd and 15 here for Minnesota. They have to find the stop to try to find the lead. Avians, plenty of room. He will take it. Sandy trying to block it off. Nice tackle, or nice block there by number 80. And Avians is still up. Oh my God, no way. Avians, he could find it as number 7 is just AFK. He's not going to get there. The blocking is here, and he will take it into the end zone and dabs him up just like that. Avians, holy moly, what a play. Absolutely finds the open field here. Sandy, almost an illegal block in the back. I don't know if that counts or not. But here we go. Avians just putting on a move, finds the open field, and is able to get to the end zone, putting the Detroit Guardians on top. And that's going to be a quick 13-7. Will they get the extra point? It's going to be delayed, and it's no good, and that's huge. In a game like this, in a game of inches, in a game where all the points matter, especially one as close as this one, you're definitely going to want that one back. Nice job by Minnesota to get in their face, giving themselves an opportunity. But here we go. Sandy used to play for Houston Hornets, transferred to Minnesota, is, again, very dangerous. Like, we'll take the run. This time, Minnesota quick to it. Still going to give Sandy an 11-yard gain, bringing up 2 and 4. And I have no idea, Freeman. I'm just the caster. I have no idea why. But here we go. Sandy under pressure by Avians, trying to get free. Avians on his heels. And Sandy just going to throw this one away. Could have been intended to the receiver running on the hashes on the sideline. It wasn't there anyway. But here we go. Sandy double pressure from Detroit. They want to keep Sandy on his toes. And here we go. Another 2v2. It's going to be intercepted. It was anyone's ball, and this 50-50 balls are so dangerous. Zandy just not able to find his man. It's going to be Kuma. who gets the interception that time. And right through his fingers. I have no idea how he got that one through. Oh my god. But Detroit not out of it yet. This is dangerous territory. I do think they have a man advantage. And here we go. Avians just trying to fade it down the middle. And it's caught in the middle seam. Someone has to get to him. Number 17, try to get the stop. And he will do, though. Try to put his body in front of him. It was kind of a smart play. He didn't want to dive in case he didn't make it. Just wanted to put his body in front of the receiver. Make sure you had nowhere to go. But here we go, Avians. A nice toss-up to the corner. It's going to be caught, but it's going to be out of bounds. Here we go. Detroit, 2nd and 15. Sandy, a little unlucky with that interception to give the Guardians this drive. And it's going to be intercepted, but he's pushed out of bounds. And number 38 on the Guardians had to play a little bit of defense there to make sure that didn't turn into anything dangerous. A huge 3rd and 15 for Minnesota again. As Avians and the Guardians try to punch it into the end zone. But it's going to be incomplete. And they're going to kick. First turnover on down. So it's not turnover on down. Well, first 3 and out for the Guardians. It's going to be down. What a punt. That is a crazy punt. It's down at the 2. This is insane. You know the Guardians are going to pressure here. Zandy in risk of a safety. He has to toss it up. It was just at the toes of his receiver. Won't get it there. But another chance to get out of his own end zone. Here comes the throw pressure. Sandy absolutely reading the defense like Peyton Manning. Just saw the opening down the middle. He saw that they were going to rush through the outside and said, you know what? I'm going to take this one on foot. He absolutely does. He's a threat. He's a lethal weapon that way. But here we go, Sandy in his zone. This is the 3rd and 4. He finds the first down. It's going to be Swiss Army knife. A lethal weapon indeed as he gets his quarterback out of pressure and into the open field. Going to bring a 1st and 15 here as we get to the end of the first quarter. Zandy trying to do everything in his power to catch up here. And I'm not sure if what just happened there. Possibly a double block. But here we go, Sandy. The angle is there. It's going to be a little short. And his receivers really haven't had the burn on the safeties. 3 times now that pass has been attempted. The receiver hasn't really had an advantage. It's been kind of a 50-50 ball. Sandy needs to be super careful with those. And this is exactly what you want. Oh my god, a missed dive by the defense here. Number 7 can bust a move. He will do. And someone just has to come from behind and stop the run. Here we go. Minnesota and Sandy at the Guardians 27. Tries to go to the corner, but it's going to be too long. Bringing a 2nd and 15 as no yards are gained, obviously. Here we go, Zandy. Another chance. TP player on the field. 15-yard penalty. Oh my god. No way. This is insane. What a flag to have right now. They don't get the first down. That's kind of weird. But here we go. 2nd and goal. Sandy. Oh, no. And I don't know what happened there. The receiver just couldn't see the ball. He didn't know he was being targeted and got off his line. But it didn't matter. It was incomplete. Oh, my God. Sandy getting absolutely lucky here. 3rd and goal. Tries to go for the fade. Won't get there. And will try to run for it. This is insane. Oh, my goodness. Sandy. The absolute, my God, I did not think he was going to have as much space as he had there. And that's not what you want. Here we go, Zandy. 4th and goal. They opt out of the kick. Trying to be the hero. Avians putting on the pressure. Sandy putting some space between him and Avians. And someone needs to block this. Someone needs to come close. And he will get there. Sandy just putting in the work ethic, putting in the grit to find the end zone one way or another. Zandy just does it on his own. And that'll tie it up. A kick here will give him the lead as we get into the 2nd quarter. The kick is up and the kick is good. And what a kick. This is an absolute huge kick right now. As Minnesota find themselves in the lead for the first time today. And I do suspect we will see more lead changes later on this game. Because it's been an absolute nail biter so far. But you never know. Detroit could absolutely just put the thread to the metal and just take this one away. He has an option down the middle. He sees it. Avians to 66. Whopper. And oh my God. Whopper is almost free. The defense had to make the stop, and they absolutely do. Good on them to not dive. And here we go. Avians finding himself in good field position. 1st and 15 to the end zone. It's a little high. Just a little high. An inch too far. And that was maggable. But here we go. 2nd and 15. Avians rolls right. The defense playing man on man. He almost had his man. But it's going to be incomplete. It was just a little too forward. Avians, here we go. 3rd and 15. Huge for Minnesota. Tries to find something. He goes for the short. The slot, able to get the first down. And that's huge. 1st and goal. Detroit could get the lead here. Oh my God. The little toss. With a little toss, the defense was just staring at it. He didn't know what to do. He's just like, oh my God, it's coming at me. I don't know. And then he just wasn't able to get it. That was crazy. That was such a little curveball, like a little switch of I did not expect. But here we go. Avians, another chance. He has 2 more chances to find some points. Won't get it that time. Throws a beam to the backside of the stadium. And here we go. Is this? I don't know what happened there. Maybe a TP. Here we go. Avians throwing the same play. This time they were ready for it. And it will be intercepted. Oh my goodness. Cini. I think that's how you say that name. This time did look for it. That small little changeup. But again, Sandy in dangerous territory will drive it up the field this time. And that's some classic football you see right there. Just run it up out of your end zone. And a flag on Detroit for a pause. And I'm not sure if this counts as a timeout. Not too sure what's going on. JJ Swat is in here. There you go, JJ. Fumble chance is a one. I remember that time. Not too sure what's going on here. But as they try to figure it out. Taking a look to remind you, today, this is the first of 3 games being streamed today. This one, Minnesota versus Detroit Guardians by Gyasa. Later on, you got Wyoming Warthogs versus the Georgia Goats. That's at 8 p.m. EST. That is going to be streamed by JJ SWAT on the JJ SWAT channel. It's going to be streamed over on TikTok as well, I believe. And then later on at 9 p.m. EST, you got the New Orleans Outlaws taking on the Houston Hornets. Houston Hornets, bit of a struggle this season. They've managed to go to the finals Season 1 and Season 2, but are struggling to get anywhere this season. New Orleans trying to take advantage of that as both of them find themselves in a similar situation here late, or I guess at the beginning of the half of the season. So keep an eye on those later today. And as we mentioned earlier, and actually with that, the whistle's blown, we're back to the game. I'm Gyasa, everyone. How's it going? Hope you're having a fine Sunday night. I'm in sunny California. Oh my God, Sandy almost gets absolutely clobbered there by number 52. And he has to throw us out. It's going to be a safety. That is not what he intended to do, Sandy. Not like this. Oh my God, I have no idea how that happened. He tried to get the pump fake. And Minnesota shooting themselves in the foot here, as the Guardians will get the ball with the lead. And I don't know what Avians is doing right here. He's absolutely just kind of spins out and tries to pull a spin move, but will be knocked clean off his feet. As we get into it, going to be at his own 16. Not preferable positioning here for the Guardians, but it doesn't matter. And too many men is going to be called. Too many men. 15-yard penalty. Avians is going to start in his own end zone. This is crazy. Here we go, Avians. No pressure from Detroit. It gets absolutely picked up. But here we go. They're giving Avians so much room. He can choose to run it. He won't, but he finds his man Whopper. It doesn't matter. It's over. Oh my God. He's running it away with it. He's got there. Yeah, no one's catching up. He taunts a little bit. 99-yard touchdown. My God. For 66, Whopper. And Avians just found the man. Number 7 had the coverage, but it was just a little bit too short. Nice placement there by Avians. And that's why he's so dangerous. He'll put it in the exact spot he needs the ball. Absolutely threats the needle. This man crochets on the weekend for a hobby. And he will do it on you every time. But the kick is no good. And that's 2 for 2 that he's missed. And that's not looking good for a kicker. Pulling up a Maher here. Playing for the Cowboys. Anyone remembers that last season. But that'll put him up. And Minnesota, a chance to tie it here. Actually, yeah. They have a chance to tie, but here we go. Oh my God, Zandy getting absolutely pressured here in his own end zone. Tosses it in the air. This is so dangerous. This is so crazy. And another flag on Minnesota. And this is crazy. Gonna bring him 1 first and long. First and a mile as they get set. Here we go, Zandy trying to find something. They do have a man disadvantage. Getting absolutely pressured in the end zone. And oh my God, what a swat. He just put his hand up there last second. Able to put it down. And that's going to bring up 2nd and 30. This is huge. Zandy just going to run it up the field. Has nowhere to go. He will get some yardage. Tries to squeeze it through. But will get stopped at about where they first started. Just a yard short. My bad. Going to be 3rd and 16. Here we go. Sandy rolls right. Has some room. Has number 7 to play with. He will throw it to him. And it's not caught. It's going to be overthrown. I mean, that was catchable. The wide receiver just looked like he wasn't ready. And they will have to kick this one away as we get our 2nd 3rd and out of the day. Here we go, Detroit trying to get some nice yardage here. They will get stopped. As Detroit gets at Avians. Gonna bring us to the 2-minute warning here. As Avians just trying to put another one on the scoreboard. Here we go, Avians deep for the end zone. It's a 1v1. He has a slight burn. Was going to be too high. Whopper, the intended receiver, just not able to get there. But here we go, Avians, so dangerous. You don't want to give him that opportunity every single drive. He will absolutely destroy you. Here we go, Avians. Rolls left, no pressure on him this time. He tries to go for the 1-on-1 on the right side. This one's absolutely open. It's caught. Touchdown. And that's Detroit Guardians getting another one in the end zone. Avians to Pandillero. I have no idea. Is it Pandillero? Pandillero? I have no idea how to say that. But he finds his target. He finds it in the end. And Detroit just need to get the kick through. Oh my God. Detroit needs to get their special teams in order. That's 3 they've missed so far. I cannot believe what I'm watching. I've never seen so many point after attempts just not go through. They're going to have to just start going for 2s at some point or get someone else on kicker, dude. I have no idea what's going on. But here we go. Minnesota. They need to score if they want to stay alive in this game. It's still doable. They have Sandy. Sandy has the pedigree. He has the experience. He has the resume to absolutely win games. And here we go. Sandy doing it all himself. Finds a nice 7-yard gain. And I think you do want to run the clock down as much as you can. You don't want to give Detroit another chance to put up points. As right now, Minnesota seems to be struggling on both sides of the ball. Sandy has to get this one away. And oh my God, it's a 2v1. Oh, it's going to be anyone's ball. Oh my God, it's caught. Dad just absolutely shows that he is the dog himself. Oh my goodness, Bosa. Just the 2-on-1 mosses himself, just climbs the ladder and makes the one-handed catch to keep Minnesota alive in this game. What a crazy catch there by Bo, and what a nice throw by Sandy to get it there. And Minnesota make it doable. Gonna be 27-21. A 6-point game as we get here late into the first half. 55 seconds left on the clock. Detroit Avians is no joke. Avians could absolutely put it up there in like 10 seconds. You know, this could be quick. Minnesota needs to be ready here. It's a 6v5. Avians trying to burn some time, looking for something to develop. We'll go to the right side. It's covered up. It's going to be overthrown. Incomplete. And if we keep throwing like that, you know, you're going to run out of time. 40 seconds left on the clock. Minnesota need to put a huge stop, and everyone just runs up to the end zone. Everyone's just running up. Someone's covering the slot. Avians, here we go. When we went to the right side, this could be it. This could be the touchdown. And it's going to be incomplete. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my God. Avians, 3rd and 15. He will absolutely go for it on 4th down. I don't see a world where they don't go for it if they don't get it here. But this time the slot isn't picked up, and TE will get it. And that's not what you want to see if you're a Minnesota fan. 50 seconds left of the clock. No timeouts taken as Avians hikes. This could be the last play of the game. Avians tossing it to the right side. It's going to be incomplete. 5 seconds left on the clock. And Detroit has another chance to put some points on the field before the half. Here we go, Avians. 3 seconds left. It's going to be it for the half. Just going back to his own end zone, putting up a bomb. They're saying, throw it down the middle, 50-50. Here we go. Oh my God! No way! Detroit comes up with it. Every Minnesota, there are so many people around the ball. Whopper just able to get in. Oh my goodness. And Minnesota, a little disappointed with that one. Just didn't get the timing down, and Whopper absolutely does. And that's going to take us into the half. 33-31. Minnesota. And oh my God, the 2-point. I forgot about the 2-point, bro. Oh my God. And yeah, someone needed to swat that. You know, a bit of an ego click could have happened. I don't know. The timing just wasn't there for Minnesota. And Detroit will take the dub going into the half. A great half by Detroit. A few things to fix, but all in all, great half. Minnesota didn't play too bad. You know, an interception thrown could have, you know, avoided some points on the field. And then, you know, they weren't able to get it. They weren't able to get it when they wanted. So, Minnesota, it's still possible. They still could get their first win of the season. It's still very doable. You have Sandy. You know, you have ways of getting the ball down the field. You just gotta do it. You gotta, what's it called? I don't even know. Here we go, Sandy. Gonna get pressure. Gonna take the sack, and that's huge. A 7-yard loss. 2nd and 22nd. Oh, also, don't forget about the penalties. Minnesota getting saved by a few penalties in the first half, but absolutely getting wrecked by some as well. Here we go, Sandy. Rolls left. 2nd and 22. Finds the slot. It's gonna be incomplete. Just a little bit of a missed throw there. And that's not what you want to do. Here we go, Sandy rolling right. The double pressure from Detroit, bullying him all day. Has to throw this one away. He absolutely will. To the left side, it's going to be too high. And that's going to bring up 4th down. Minnesota not starting off too hot in the second half, as they will kick this one away to a Detroit team that's just feeling it right now. The momentum is there. Avians is absolutely feeling himself right now. It's crazy. People in the chat say Detroit just better, and they actually might be. Here we go, Detroit. Avians rolls right. And this mismatch of number jerseys is just going to be too much for Minnesota today. But here we go, 1v1 to the left side. Minnesota has a chance, and he doesn't get it. That's going to be a touchdown, touchdown Detroit. Avians to the left side, 1776, a name you have seen before. It's all too familiar. Just have the burn on Dad. And Dad just made too many micro adjustments to get to that one. He didn't think he was going to get it. He tried to cut it off, but he wasn't able to. Here we go, Kuma for the extra point. Can he get one in? And he absolutely will. And Detroit, that could open it up. Detroit absolutely getting away with it right now. As that'll be a 21-point deficit. Detroit, Minnesota needs to do a lot of work here to get back into this game. And it all starts right here with Sandy. Sandy rolling right. The pressure is there. He does have the yards to run. He will take it. He will get, oh, he had the first down, but he decides to cut back. Gonna cost him a few yards there. Here we go, Zandy. Another chance. 2nd and 3. It's really short. It's possible. The blocking just isn't there, and goes for another dive ball down the field. This time, oh my God, gonna be intercepted. Kuma is just too easy for him. And Sandy tried to put the angle, but Kuma just had it read all the way. And Dad just not able to get a whopper, the intended receiver, just not able to time it correctly. As Kuma absolutely just snags that out of the air. But here we go, Avians. 1st and 15. We'll toss it to the left side of the numbers. And it's magged out of bounds. But it's a 40-yard gain. Oh my God, what? It should say the numbers first. But here we go. 1st and 15. Avians. Putting on a show as this one's just getting away from Minnesota. Again, so many numbers there. So many names that don't matter. Avians finds his man in the end zone. That's a touchdown, Detroit. It's number 38. And Avians calling an early GG. Does Minnesota have what it takes to get back in this game? What do you think, chat? What do you think? Do they have it? Is Zanny gonna lose to Delev for the first time? Oh, that'd be crazy. But it's looking like it. Here we go. Zandy, another chance. And for anyone just joining, if you like what you see, if you want to be a part of this, check out the link in the description. Join the Discord. There's plenty of teams that are looking for people starting college and then work your way up to the pro scene. As we're watching right now, the pro conference. A bit of a divisional rivalry here. As Zandy just throws that one over to no one. Just had to get it away though. The pressure was too much. And Detroit. Just... the defense is just too much for Zandy here. As a double blocking call is being contested here by Avians, and it absolutely will be called. Double blocking on Minnesota. That's going to be a 15-yard penalty, and that's just not what you want to see from Minnesota. A few little too many mistakes here from Sandy and the Panthers. And it's just making it hard on themselves to, pull this comeback. As we get into the third quarter. Or like in the second half of the third quarter. But here we go. Dad makes the catch. Oh my God, what a mag. Or what a moss there by Dad. To keep this one alive. Gonna be 1st and 15. Here we go. Zandy rolls left. He has the slot open. He steps over the line. And Zandy just making a notable fatal error. He had to throw. He stepped over the line, though. He wasn't able to make it. But here we go to the right side. A 1v1. And this time, Whopper does get it. It's going to be Dad. 17-yard completion for the touchdown. And they keep their dreams alive. Disneyland is around the corner. You can still get to that magical kingdom. Gonna break it down to a 21-point deficit. And every point matters. The kick needs to be good, and it will be. Special teams today for Minnesota has been on point. That is a positive today. As Detroit will get the ball back. And Minnesota need to pull another stop here. If they want this comeback to be viable. Here we go. Avians. An absolutely power-hungry man wants it all. Will find his man. Is that Ovist? I have no idea how to say it. It's number 80. Here we go. Avians, 1st and 15. Gonna keep this ball alive. Rolls left. Looking for the 2v1. This time we'll go for the middle. This could be anyone's ball. But it's gonna be too high. No one gets it that time. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 15. Here we go, Avians. Just short of the half. Looking around for something to develop. Goes for the middle seam. It's caught. And that's going to be a touchdown, Detroit. And Minnesota need to do a lot more than that if they want to keep this one alive. And it's going to be Panietto who finds the ball. A nice catch there. And Minnesota's going to be working backwards. But the kick again is no good. I don't know what's going on with Detroit's special teams, but they need to figure it out. You may be winning here today, but against better teams, you definitely need better special teams. And Minnesota going to find themselves a man short right now, as Zandy just tries to get as many yards, tries to get every inch he can. Here we go. Zandy and a too many men call. Gonna be called here. Yep, there you go. Flag on Detroit. Too many men. They weren't paying attention to the numbers on Minnesota. They need to get rid of one. And they still don't do it. They still don't do it. They're just getting what? Yeah, they're still not paying attention on what's going on right here. Detroit need to get rid of a guy right now. And they do. Okay, there you go. It's a 5. Oh, this time. What? Okay, well, this time Minnesota comes in with 5, so it's a 5v5. And Sandy he gets the open field. We'll run for it. And this time Minnesota will get flagged. If you do not know the rules, if you start, the number of men you start with at the beginning of the drive is a number of men you have to stick with. Right? So if you just randomly unbench someone and bring him into the game mid-drive, you will get a penalty called on you. I think that's how it goes. Yeah, you started with 4, you got 5. So you can't just start with 4, get a too many men call, and then bring in a 5th, once you find yourself in good position. So you have to start with 4 or 5 and then just stick with it. No one can jump in, like late into the drive and then, now it's even. Or now you have too many men. Because that's just, that's just trickery, man. It's just cheeky. So here we go. They have to start with 4. And Detroit, okay, no, they're starting with 5. Here we go. So now it's a 5v6 like it was before. And now it's going to be intercepted. And Sandy, these angles worked in the past, but this time, when it's even like this, and the problem with angling the ball is that you give the defender in the middle time to go and get it, right? So if you just toss a bullet, it's like very little airtime, right? The ball is out of your hands and it's in the receiver like in a second. When you toss these angles up, these high angle balls, it gives people time to adjust. So when there's someone that looks like they're far, but they're actually close, and you just toss it up in the air to try to get an angle on someone, they will get to that ball, and it turns from a 1v1 to a 2v1, right? And that's not what you want to see. So here we go, Avians. Gonna find this man. It's gonna be the first down as they try to play against a defeated Minnesota. And that'll bring 1st and 15 at the Minnesota 49. Avians putting on a show today. And here we go. Another left side toss. Gonna find his man. And it was close, but he's gonna actually get it. Detroit, get into the end zone. And this is just blown out of proportions. That's a 32-point deficit, and I think they need 2 points to get the mercy. I do believe. I'm not too sure. And the kick is good. Special teams does get it under control. And apparently Zandy left. Yeah. And this is crazy. This is dramatic. This is like SportsCenter's top 10, like your quarterback just leaves in the middle of the game. And that's not something you want to see from your number 1 QB. I don't even know if he was his number 1 QB, but here we go, Le'Veon. He's going to get on bench, and then he will get benched. I have no idea what's going on. But here we go, another toss to the end zone. This time's going to be way too high. As a second string, we'll get a start here, and it's going to be E. Sidney. We saw him make a few receptions this game. And this will take us into the 4th quarter as E. Sidney tries to find the slot. He will do so. Gonna find a nice 13-yard gain. And you know they're gonna talk about it later. You know, your QB can't just leave. You know, that's something that can't happen. So, you know, the GM's gonna have a few words with them later. It's not something you want to see. It doesn't set a good example for the rest of the team. Your QB absolutely needs to be a leader in these situations. You know, play with your head up, play until the end. You know, there's no shortcuts in football. But it is what it is. Here we go. Detroit trying to do everything they can. And I think they need 4. They need 4 to be able to play. And I think someone else left. Yeah, they might not be able to play here. Yeah, and I think this is it. I think this is game over. This is weird. I've never seen this happen. Like, yeah, you've heard of teams just combusting like mid-game and saying, "Oh, you know, we're not going to play anymore." But like, I don't think anyone's ever just left like in the middle of a game. Maybe they have. I'm not too sure. Yeah, they can't play with 3. So, unless Minnesota finds another player randomly, they can't play. So, I don't know, you know. And then I'll take you back to the intro stream. I don't know for how long they get. But this PC and the TO is all the time you get. Okay, so they have 38 seconds right now. Right now, Minnesota has 38 seconds and 3 timeouts to be able to find a player. And if they can't, it's a forfeit. And Detroit wins. Detroit moves on to what's it going to be? Here, let's take a look real quick while we're on this. So I think they're in the P&E. Yeah, here we go. The Pro Northeast Conference. So Minnesota's 0-4. Yeah, Detroit will move to a 4-1. And this is a divisional game. So, I mean, they're playing right now. Yeah, no, it's going to be in their P clock. Okay. I'm not sure. So I'm not too sure how much time they get to try to find someone. Minnesota is gonna be 0-2 in the division. And we can take a look at this way. So here we go. Minnesota, Detroit, same division. Huge game for both of these teams. Detroit will be moving to the 4-1, and they'll be 2-0 in the division. That's that parentheses on the right side. And then Minnesota will be 0-5, and they'll have an 0-2 in the parentheses. They're not the only team that's like that, by the way. Philadelphia Hawkeyes have yet to find a win, and they did lose, I think, this week because they're 0-5. Every team should have 5 games right now. Yeah, the teams that haven't either have a bye week or they just haven't played. And I think right now they're talking about it, but that could be it. Yeah. In other news, check out what else we got going on today. Right now you're watching Hat Fun League Pro Conference. You got Detroit Guardians versus Minnesota Panthers. That's happening right now. Later on tonight at 8 p.m. EST, it's in like 15 minutes or so. It's going to be Wyoming Warthogs versus the Georgia Goats. A little bit of some college action. Let's take a look at the college divisional picture. Wyoming right now sitting at that 4-1, sitting at the top of the West Division. Goats, a team that's been really good in the past. Like they won, you know, their first season. They were the first season national champions for the college division. They were under the Minnesota Sun, I think that was their name. Second season they went to the finals, and I think they won it as well as the Georgia Goats. So they were 2-0 for conference or for national championship. This is the first season that we see the Goats really truly struggle, and that could be because a lot of their team, you know, moved around a lot. The expansion of the league moved a lot of players. For instance, the Texas Grizzlies are no longer the Texas Grizzlies. They're basically the Boston Viperfish. You know what I mean? So Georgia Goats struggling there. They need to find a win if they were trying to stay alive. But I think the Southwest isn't too competitive, and we'll take a look at that. So here we go. Wyoming Warthogs currently sitting at 4-1, so it's a tough game for Georgia for sure, but they're only behind by 1 game, right? If they can win against the Warthogs, which, you know, people doubt, it's very unlikely to do that. They can get to playoff position, right? They just need to be in the top 5 teams in the conference, and they could get there. And then, you know, playoff is crazy, right? So Florida Seagulls, you know, if they lose and Georgia Goats get a win, they could be in playoffs. But, you know, again, we're only halfway through the season. A lot can happen as we get here, but every win counts. Every win counts indeed. So that's what's going on later today. After that, you have New Orleans Outlaws versus the Houston Hornets. That's going to be at JJ Swap. Both of these games, the 8 p.m. and the 9 p.m., are going to be casted by the one and only JJ Swap, the man that created this league. Oh, and they have a fourth. Oh my God, I can't believe it. We're playing. They found a fourth. Here we go. It's a 4v5. It's forced to play that way, and it's going to be Zinni who tosses it short, but it's going to be incomplete. It's going to be 3rd and 2. That'll bring 4th down. And I think it actually should be 3rd because I don't know, maybe not. Maybe not. I think this is weird because they did hike the ball when they were trying to figure it out. But anyway, 4th and 2. They're going to go for it. Might as well. Why not? Here we go. Zinni. And this time, number 7 doesn't get the catch. And that's been happening a little too much this game. The receivers just haven't been able to make the catch. And Avian's going to absolutely stat boost himself without Sandy in this game. Here we go, Avians. Tossing it to the end zone. It's anyone's ball. It's going to be incomplete. He stepped out of bounds and caught it. I think if you step out of bounds and jump, it doesn't count that you're out of bounds. It's kind of weird. But here we go, Avians. Going to bring 2nd and 15. Oh, that's right. They lost in the semis. Ah, I remember. Goats lost in the semi to Avians. Who else? That's what we're talking about today. Here we go. Nice. Avians to TE for a nice Detroit touchdown. Faizoviz. The pressure was there, but Avians doesn't care. As he's bringing that college experience, being so dominant in his college seasons. And now he's bringing that experience, that pedigree here. And that will be a mercy rule. We were 1 away. I think we were 2 points away from a mercy, I do believe. And the last score will be 68-28. That's going to be a GG. And Avians absolutely putting it away today. What a showing from the Detroit Guardians, as they do keep their playoff dreams alive. Minnesota, it's looking real dire, but it's not impossible. They do have some work to do, and I don't know, we might take a look at that. But here we go. I think that's H4G. Is that Avians? I think that's Avians. That has to be Avians. 17 for 36, 814 yards, 9 TDs, and 1 interception. Then you have Sandy, who's Giraffe. 6 for 19, 276 yards with 3 TDs. Sandy, you know, he's had better showings in the past. That's not what you want to see. And Sandy, you know, he did run for some yardage. Same thing with Avians. But I think with that, the game is over. I don't think we get a MVP or anything like that. So I'm just gonna leave. But I'll take you over to the conference to see how it all, you know, works out. This is the wrong one, but hey, this is the Northeast Conference. Boston Viperfish looking crazy. Same thing with the Peaches. Peaches absolutely killing it lately. Here we go. So what does this mean for everyone? Minnesota Panthers still 0-5. So they only really need 3 games, right? Or 2 games. Toronto Bears are 2-2. So it's still very doable in the later half of the season for Minnesota to bring something. You know, they made some trades. This game was competitive. Y'all saw it. This game, you know, it was good. But, you know, later on, Avians just went crazy. You know, Sandy just couldn't match up to Avians. And it all went downhill from there. But Green Bay, absolutely crazy. Baltimore Cavaliers, you know, the top half is super competitive here. Green Bay, Baltimore, New York, you know, and Guardians, they're all fighting for that one spot. It's still super close. Like, no team is, you know, yeah, sure, teams are better than others, but, like, it's not, like, crazy right now. But, yeah, I think with that, it's gonna be it for me today. This is Gyaza on the JJ SWAT channel. You've been watching Hat Fun League Season 3 action. Go watch JJ SWAT later today. You know, next game is at 8 p.m. That's gonna be Wyoming versus the Goats. Can the Goats get a win against the top dog Wyoming? I don't know. You have to see to find out, baby. I'm Gyaza, and I'll see you next time. Join the Discord. Don't forget to like and subscribe for some more of this Have Fun League goodness. All right. Well, I'll see y'all later. Oh, yeah. And then Monday Night Madness. Don't forget, Merc's going to bring you that game. And let's see who's playing real quick. I think it's... Oh, yeah. Washington Devils versus Philadelphia Hawkeyes. Going to be on Monday. Don't forget to show up and have a good rest of your Sunday. And show up for these next two games. I've been Gyaza.